Hey guys, it's me again. All right, welcome to episode number 2, baby. Let's go. I'm gonna try something out again. We're gonna learn as we grow, but I think I'm gonna try this format of just sharing with you guys why I asked someone to be on the podcast, and then just let the rest of the episode speak for itself. So Stevie is admittedly one of my best friends. We talk most days, so it's sort of funny to have a formal conversation with someone. But I also, part of why I'm so lucky she is one of my best friends and get to talk to her most days is I find her to be one of the wiser people in my life. And I also think one of her great gifts and superpowers, and we talk about this a little bit, is she has such an ability to talk about the most serious or meaningful or important things in life with a level of irreverence and humor. Like, she wears so lightly things that are so meaningful. You know, I laugh with her so much about things that feel so important. I find that a lot of the time this kind of conversation can feel, so self-indulgent, so lofty, and it helps me so much to hear it from a perspective that is just serious and unserious at the same time. Because I think that is what being alive is, both everything is so serious and unserious at the same time. So all that said, that's why I asked Stevie. We're going to giggle. I think it'll be a nice one. I really love this conversation. How cool to get to talk on camera with someone you love so much. So without further ado, me and Stevie. Hey, dude.
Hi. Hello, what's up? We've been talking this whole time.
How long do you think it's going to take for us to forget that we're holding microphones?
Me, very soon. You might be a little more professional.
I think it's probably more for me.
Soon.
I'll know soon. No, I think for me, it's still, I'm in the feeling self-conscious about doing a new thing. I'll stay aware, but talking to you, more likely than not, I'll forget.
Yeah, I could see this event. I could see me setting this down at some point on accident.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll remind you. Stevie's just having a conversation.
Just really using it.
We talk maybe average.
I mean, how many hours a week?
How many hours? I mean, it depends on the week. Some weeks it's daily.
Yeah, some weeks it's daily. Some weeks we're busier.
Some weeks we're busier.
Some weeks we have a job.
Some weeks we live our lives, but other weeks we're just talking on the phone.
Girls
for
on the phone.
Hours at a time.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's funny to have a formal conversation with someone that you talk to all the time. But one of the reasons I wanted to have this conversation with you is I feel like some of the things we get to talk about all the time feel so much, A, like the conversations that have led me to want to do something like this, and B, the subject of how do we grow? What works for us? How do we feel more connected to ourselves? How do our lives feel more aligned with, I hate the word alignment, but for lack of a better term. I mean,
aligned, it doesn't trigger me the way some other modern words
do.
Okay,
what words trigger you?
Gaslit. I have so many friends that use the word gaslit when someone's just not that clear. And you're like, gaslit is a term of manipulation. Yeah. Or love bombing. And I'm like, you guys just moved too fast. It's there's so many modern words that we're no, we've ruined.
I do think we got really we got really attached to having labels for everything, and then we over-label things, and then we ruin the meaning of the thing. And now
everyone's a manipulator. Now suddenly we're to the point where we're people aren't that calculating.
No, not everyone is a narcissist love bombing and gaslighting you. Some people just suck.
Some are.
Some are. Some are. Okay, so alignment doesn't, I think maybe because I am in the coach world.
Yeah.
And I have such a fear of sounding like a snake oil salesman that there are words alignment, authenticity, transformation, that sometimes there's no other word to use.
Yeah.
But I get nervous using them.
Yeah, authenticity is pretty bad.
Authenticity is pretty bad.
Because you stop knowing what it means when someone's like, well, you have to be your authentic self. And you're like, who is that?
Yeah, what does that fucking mean to be your authentic self?
I don't think you can honestly know.
Yeah.
Unless you use the word alignment.
Well, back to our conversations where we talk about how our lives can align with our most authentic self. No, but I do think like we get to talk so much about, I mean, you're the person I call most of the time to have conversations that make me giggle, but are also conversations that are really like, what actually works for me? And like, actually, like, how do I want to show up for this thing? And I think this is something I might want, or like, this sort of scares me and I'm still going to do it anyway, or that sounds fun. I want to try that. I'm curious, do you feel like you're that friend to people? Like, does that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm the friend. I'm definitely the friend people call when something funny happens. I'll say that.
Okay.
Like, I'm definitely the friend that people are like, you won't believe what happened to me.
Okay.
I love a little moment like that. And I'm definitely also the friend that people call when they're like, I have an idea for something. Like I'm an idea friend. And I'm also just like, I think a concept friend. Like people will call and we'll talk like, I don't know. We'll talk like, I talked to like one of my friends about like everything we do during the day. Like, or bigger concepts like, do I want to do this with the rest of my life kind of vibes. So I don't know. I don't know what that is. Because there are friends I don't talk to about that stuff.
No, not at all. And I guess the thing that feels so specific that I'm like excited to talk to you about is that my experience of you is like you're someone I can talk to about really, really serious things, and it never feels like overly indulgent.
Oh, thank you for saying that.
You know?
Oh my God, I'm gonna be done here and I'm gonna go live my life with that compliment.
But I mean, no, but I think like,
wow,
there's something about when we're talking about like self-transformation or growth or our authentic selves or alignment.
It can be like lofty or like heavy with some people.
Yeah. And like I have found my experience has been that the more I actually like become who I am and the more I'm willing to like face the hard stuff or do things that scare me, I actually become a much lighter, more playful person.
Yeah.
And so I have more of an allergy to that indulgence.
Me
and like
too.
saccharin.
That hurt. You know, I think that's like one of the first things I told you when we started becoming friends. I was like, I don't like saccharin.
Yeah.
I can't do saccharin. Yeah, I feel similarly.
Yeah. What do you think that is for you? Like, because I find you to be such a like serious, committed human being and also one of the more playful people I know. And I'm wondering what that has been like for you in your life. Have you always been that way?
I don't know. You know, I was like silent as a child. Did I ever tell you this? Like, I didn't really talk to people besides my family till I was like 8. And I would get notes sent home being like, she's silent in school, like, and won't respond when spoken to. Like, I've watched some videos on it. It's like selective mutism or something. Like, you selectively are mute around some people. And I was like silent, major observer.
Yeah.
But always had like a little bit of like a twinkle. Like I was always, I find things very funny and I find serious things very funny a lot of the time. Like I think there's like a lot of humor in everything. And I think I've gotten there through observing. And I think for the first like probably 10 years of my life, I just was like observing everything. But I don't know. I was always kind of goofy as well. Like, but at home, privately.
Yeah. Privately goofy, but really quiet in the world.
Incredibly quiet. Like would just get my erasers and my teacher would be like, what do you think? And I'd just be like stacking erasers. Like I was not participating.
Interesting.
Which I think is like funny in itself. Do you know what I mean? Like there's something funny about being like, this institution doesn't make sense to me. I'm going to participate how I want to.
Yeah. How long did that change at a certain point?
It changed when I started doing pageants.
Go on.
So you know how normal moms in like the 90s were like, I want you to be a dancer. Like they had ideas for kids.
Yeah.
I came home with my ideas. So I watched a demonstration in like first grade on playing the violin. Someone came in and played the violin and I came home and I was like, I'd like to play the violin. My mom was like, what? We come from like a guitar family, you know? Like my dad had a guitar store. I asked to play the violin. They announced that there was like a beauty pageant in Quartz Hill where I grew up. And I was like, I'd like to run for this. And my mom was like, you're a silent child? What? And I made her put me in a beauty pageant. They're called community pageants in the small towns.
Okay.
Anyway, I did that. And when they asked me my question on stage, it was right when the Northridge earthquake had happened. And they were like, what would you do with $1,000? And to me, I was like, that's so much money. And I was like, I would help my grandma and my mom, my grandma and my aunt rebuild their homes from the Northridge earthquake. And everyone was like, God, that's sweet. Right?
So sweet.
But then when
it's like peace on earth.
It is peace on earth for my own family. Selective peace on earth. And then when I did the interview, I froze and I didn't speak back. Yeah. And then I was so upset at myself for years. I thought I like failed. And then I kept doing them.
Interesting.
I kept doing them.
You're like, I failed. I'm mad at myself for how I showed up. So I'll do it
over and over till it becomes less precious. And I did pageants until I was 18. 21.
Wait, stop. Did it become less precious?
Yeah. And I started winning them and it felt really good.
Yeah, and then I started fucking winning.
That's when I started winning and I was able to like learn to express myself and I could express myself in interviews. And I think it changed my entire personality.
Fascinating.
Because I don't know when I would have done public speaking as an 8-year-old otherwise.
No.
But it's like, it was weird. It was like I knew I needed to do something like that, but I didn't, like, it's like it stretched me. I can't imagine what I would be without having done them.
Do you feel like the concept, I'm just going to do it over and over again until it becomes less precious, is like something you do in your life continuously?
Nonstop. I paint every single morning. I paint in my journal every single morning so you don't have to care about it. And sometimes things come out and you're like, that looks amazing. And the rest of the days, it doesn't matter because it's not precious. If you're doing things in abundance, to me, nothing is precious.
This is so interesting to me because you are also someone that someone said to me on the phone that we both know, she's like, Stevie, just like my guru when it comes to creativity or like something along those lines.
Oh my God.
You're just really going to walk out of here with a lot of compliments.
Too much. I actually think you should reel this in.
I will.
I'm going to walk out and be like, actually,
you're like,
I need a podcast too.
You're like, I'm amazing. Guys, just let me come on and monologue, Sophie. You don't even need to ask me any questions.
Don't facilitate this. I'll keep going.
It's okay. I'd be happy to not facilitate it and just listen. Me not have to control anything? A dream.
Yeah, I know.
No, but I do think like at the risk of being the really annoying white girl who talks about the artist way,
But we are those girls.
But we are those girls.
I've done it like so many times.
No. But this is what I was going to say. Most people talk about doing the artist way. Start it. Never finish it, talk about it all the time.
Ugh.
You do it almost every year.
Yeah, and I've done all the iterations of it too.
Yeah.
When I hear people say, I started doing the artist way and I never finished it, I'm like, I just see like ripple effects in their life from never finishing it.
Well, this is the thing, because I think I probably would have been one of those people if I had not talked to you about it. And then while I was doing it, I would like call you. You were like my Artist Way sponsor.
Yeah.
Yes. But I was like, oh, this is coming up for me this week. But it was this feeling of like, oh, you just sort of do it and then you do the next week and then you do the next week and it's not super precious and it's not really lofty.
Yeah.
And I have found you actually to be one of like, someone who's like the most committed to their, like, I don't even want to say committed to their creativity because it's just like you're a creative human.
Yeah.
But you practice it on a daily basis.
Yes.
But you're, again, not self-indulgent about it. And so to hear you say about pageantry, like, I did it enough times until it wasn't precious.
Yeah.
Sounds to me like sort of like the highest level of like how we spiritually conquer, right? Like, can I do this? Can I turn on a mic enough where like I'm not actually worried about if a conversation is good? Or can I sit down at a computer and write every day enough where like it's actually none of my business that I sound brilliant. It's just like my business to
do the work,
do the thing.
Yeah. I think the rest follows. Like my husband always says that my motto is done is better than good. And like, I really believe that. Like
tattoo that on my fucking forehead.
It really is. I'm like, I it is so important for me to follow through on the things that I want to do. And Artist Way was one of them. I was one of those people, like when I was in my early 20s, who started the Artist Way and didn't finish it because I was like, ugh, it's so serious. And I'm like, it's just what you make it. It's either serious or it's not. You can hold it lightly. You don't have to. But when I actually finished it, I was like, that changed my relationship to finishing things. I love finishing stuff. I love following through.
It's so interesting because we can get in again. Like I think one of the first walks you and I ever went on, we were talking about perfectionism and like the type of perfectionists we were, and
because we had read a book about archetypes of perfectionists.
Yeah,
and I was like the messy one.
You were the messy perfect. I'm like the perfectionist that like tries to like make relationships and like human interactions perfect, which fully tracks to me.
Yeah,
doing a podcast. But yeah, this was like our entry into friendship, was us talking about the kind of perfectionist we were.
Yeah.
But it's interesting for me as someone who struggles and as someone who like in this literally exact moment has to take like so many contrary actions to be like, I'm just going to do the thing and follow through and not really worry whether it's great or not. And that's the only way I can get my butt here.
Yeah.
I think it's like we don't normally talk that much about just the day-to-day experience of following through and like how big a deal that can be.
Yeah, and that it is a day-to-day experience. It's like I think when we think about things in terms of following through, we see a big picture, right? Like when I started making pocket mantras, for example, like the deck of cards that I make with like little affirmations on it, it was just me painting daily. You know what I mean? Painting a thing daily, asking for suggestions. And the process itself probably took like a full year, but I just did it daily.
Yeah.
The little, like you can do big things if you break them up, but you don't even have to break them up in your brain. Like I think we have to be like, first task, hire an editor or whatever, you know, like I think we have to do that. But I'm like, no, you just have to work on it a little each day.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be a, you know, I don't know. It's almost like the dedication is actually quite light.
It's so interesting because I think people like myself included can make the dedication feel so serious too. And maybe this is what I was talking about. If I find you to be someone serious and committed, but
also
not intense,
stupid little dude,
just a little buddy.
Yeah, I think that only comes from. I think that has to come from repetition, right? I think that has to just come from like all of my jobs include doing it over and over again, and a lot of the time not getting the result you want, or a lot of the time just like having to turn it over. Like as a photographer, I shoot someone and the next day I give them their photos. They're one of hundreds of people I shoot in a year.
Yeah.
You can't be that precious.
Yeah.
If you are, you hate your job.
Yeah.
So it's like I have to hold that lightly. With auditions, I go to an audition and I walk away, and I know people that like track their auditions and track to see who booked it and track to see who, like, did you get a call back? I'll have friends be like, did you get a call back? And I'll be like, for what? Like, for what? What did we do last week? Like, I like to leave it. I literally like to clean my hands of it daily.
It's so interesting. First off, a good place to pause of just introducing who you are, which is you are an actress, you're a photographer, you are an artist, you have made pocket mantras, which is this really beautiful deck that I pull from every day, which is a deck of different mantras, and I pull sometimes one card, sometimes three. There's great pocket mantras for kids that I love to give.
They're cute.
My little kiddos. You have four of the best dogs in the world.
Yeah, 4 really, really solid mini dogs.
You love a clog.
Love a clog.
What else can we say to introduce you?
I do all sorts of hobbies. I'm a real hobbyist.
Loves to walk.
Oh God, you will see me walking. I do love to walk. I love to walk. I love to ride my bike. I love being outside. I mean, I love so many things. I love art. I love anything artist related. I sew a ton.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'm a real hobby queen.
We love a hobby queen.
Yeah.
But I think like, okay, so this was a good segue back to you're like, I will let go of the audition, but I also know you to be like really prepared. And that's a really interesting.
That's how you get to do it.
Say more.
So you can't let go of something. You know, I studied for a while with this guy, Jack Plotnick, and he's an actor, and he's like a creative genius.
Yeah.
And he had all these mantras of like, I prepare, but I let go of the result. And like, that was how I started acting, with like mantras to let go. And I think we think if we grip really tight on like an audition, or if we repeat it in our head, like my first pageant, repeating what I'd done wrong in my head over and over again, that it will like help you rewrite it or something. And look, there's probably there is science behind neuroplasticity and like rewriting the outcome by being like, the ideal outcome would have been this. That's real. But I think ruminating doesn't result in that. And for me, I'm like, the practice for me is preparing fully. I'm a trained actor. I'm Meisner trained. I'm a trained artist. I did international baccalaureate art my entire time I was in high school through college. Then I did art through college. I'm a trained photographer. I took every single class you can take. And as a result of having all of the information and continual learning, like I'm still learning. I watch videos on photography. I watch videos on like sewing. I'm constantly learning, and I'm really prepared for auditions. I'm memorized. I have an idea of what the character is. It allows me to let go of all of it. And I don't have to ruminate and be like, fuck, I wasn't prepared. I don't have to worry about the thing. And look, sometimes I'm not prepared, to be honest. Sometimes I have gone from audition to audition and for the second one not been prepared.
Yeah.
And sometimes it works in your favor if you're an improviser.
Yeah.
And sometimes it doesn't, you know? But for most of the time, I think for me, preparation results in freedom.
It's so interesting because like and we've talked about this a lot, but I will theoretically know that I need to let something go, except for the stuff that really, really matters to me. You know, like it's so easy for me.
I know.
You know, like I'll
certain
grip
areas you
lightly to
can.
things, and then all of a sudden I'm like, no. But when the thing really matters, it's so hard to find the line between what is being diligent and caring deeply and doing your best work and like project managing a thing forward.
Yeah.
And where is like sort of tightening yourself up into a knot because you kind of can't imagine it going other than one way, which you have decided is like the way it needs to go in order for it to work out.
Yeah. It's like you have to release the outcome regardless.
Yeah. It's so hard.
It's hard. I see a lot of people, like a lot of my friends have trouble, and I used to have trouble with it in dating. Dating is especially hard to release the outcome. Are you kidding me? You go on a date and your whole mind, you're like, could this be him? Could this be the one? And it's like you can't help but be like creatively like kind of in fantasy about like because that's why you're going on the date.
Of course.
And then you have to be like, we'll see if he calls me. It's like such a weird concept. But yeah, it's like, God, there's so much we can't control. There's so much, most of it. Mostly with acting, if you want to learn how to let go, become an actor. Nothing's in your control. You can lose a job because you look like someone's ex-girlfriend and they kind of hold a grudge. I have literally lost a job for that reason.
Insane.
Kind of awesome. You're like, you dated someone who looked like me?
You're like, cool. Thanks so much.
Okay.
You're like, I'm so glad I'm going to haunt your dreams now. I'm glad you talked about dating because you're also the person I think a lot of people call about dating. You're my favorite person to call about dating.
I live for talking about dating. Nothing makes you like talking about dating more than not dating anymore. I'm like, it thrills me.
And to be clear, if we are talking about having some hope, your husband, I have said this to his face, should train people on how to be a husband. If it were in my humble opinion,
he's a great husband. I've never had another, but I know that he's a great husband.
He's wonderful. On your birthday, I was out of town and like wanted to get you something and was texting with him about it. And was like, oh, like I'll order it. It'll come late. And next thing I know, he's like, well, I can go like drive to the store and pick it up. And he's just a mensch of a human being.
Yeah, he's like a facilitator of my dreams. He actually like makes a lot of my dreams happen. Like I'm not joking.
So let me ask you this though, because if we're talking about like, you know, I am someone who is dating in my 30s. I'm not 22. I'm not 25. I'm a fully, thank God, a fully morphed human looking for another fully morphed human. And that can also sometimes feel like I'm behind other people's timelines or whatever the fuck that means. And I know that like you met your husband when you were also a fully formed human, as was he.
And had dated a ton.
And had both dated a ton. And like, I don't want to project that like any sort of timeline feeling on that. But what was the experience of dating like for you, either like before you met him or thank God you met him when you did, or it's kind of open-ended question, however you want to answer it.
Yeah. You know, I think technically in terms of probably the age that the average woman gets married, like I think technically I probably got married later in life. I didn't get married till I was 38.
Yeah.
That's much older than like my parents got married. You know what I mean?
Like, or like when we were 16, when we imagined we would get married.
Yeah, in my head, I'm like, I'll get married at 21. Like, I really was like, I don't know.
She's answering pageant questions. By 26, I'll be married with 3 kids.
Yeah, because they do ask you questions like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I'm like, that is such a funny question to ask someone who's 18. Hopefully not dead, you know? Like,
oh my God, I would panic when people would ask me those kind of questions. I'm like,
I don't believe in them.
I'm going to ruin my life.
I don't believe in them.
Yeah.
Where do I see myself in 5 years? Hopefully being happy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Having some sort
of that
joy. But yeah, I don't know. I guess technically late in life, but it didn't feel late for me. It felt right on time. It felt like I had actually met him when I was younger. I'd met him years prior. And we just kept running into each other in the neighborhood. And I don't think I was ready until we actually started dating. Like, I think I would have ruined it. He's very, he's a very kind man. And he's like not one of those like depressed artist types. And that's what I was kind of going for.
I mean,
I call them Dust Bowl boys.
I've been there. Hopefully have retired that mold.
It only takes one last bad one to be like, oh, I've been ruining my own life with these men. Like, it's not even their fault.
There's someone's face in my head that I'm thinking of.
Me too. I'm picturing the same person.
Yeah, we're thinking of the same
right?
guy.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I wouldn't have been ready. And I don't think I would have been ready. I don't. You know, but also like marriage wasn't necessarily the end goal for me. As a person who doesn't want kids, there wasn't really much of a urgency. You know what I mean? So it's like it's really, I think it's kind of different for me. But yeah, it just felt right on time. And as a result, I really appreciate it because I've spent so much of my life dating men who are either unavailable, defensive, like just like a different energy I was getting. And like, I'm glad I waited for this. Thank God I waited for this. I can't even imagine what my life would be.
I love you've said this to me of like dating is just about getting more information.
Yeah. And it's real practical.
And again, I think this is like, you know, sort of the conversation that we're having. It's no different than like, let me do the thing as much so it doesn't feel precious, but can I do the big thing one day at a time? Like dating is an opportunity to learn about myself and what works for me and what doesn't work for me so that I have information and also get to like figure out whatever shit I have to figure out to be ready when I meet that wonderful, kind, great person.
Yeah, it's just information. And as you keep gathering it, you decide what works for you and what doesn't. Like I always thought of dating as like an opportunity for someone to show me what they bring. Like when I switched the perspective from like, I hope he likes me to like, let's see what this guy can offer me. I'm not kidding. It changed my dating entirely because I was like, let's see day by day what you can bring. Let's see what kind of mood you bring. Let's see what kind of stability, what kind of dates, what kind of creativity you can come up with. Let's see how I feel around you. Like if you don't bring something that makes my life significantly better, I have no interest in it. Like you better freaking make my life way better. You better offer something I can't find.
Yeah. But that requires some level of faith, right? Like that requires some level of
it's
like
self-esteem. Delusional faith. Yeah. Like it's like incredible delusional faith and knowing what you deserve. I used to say like, if there's me, then there is you. And I said that to myself all the time. I believe fully that if there's a person like me on earth, not saying I'm the greatest, but I have some cool qualities that I would like in a partner.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I exist, there's got to be an equal or even better. There got to be like someone out there who's like impressive to me. And I was dating a lot of people who were fine.
Yeah.
We're fine. Or we're not fine. We're really not fine. And I was finding interest in that too. But like, yeah, I think it's just like, it's just info. And it comes slowly. Like I dated my husband very slowly when I got to know him.
Yeah.
We would go on like an hour date and he'd drop me off and I'd be like, bye. Like truly slow. And I think slower than the average person.
Interesting.
Help me get information slowly and not feel overwhelmed by it, you know?
Yeah. That when you were like, to go from a date of being like, what did you say? You were like, do you like me, to like, what can you offer me? What had to happen for you to get there? Like, that's a level of, because I think some people struggle, or I used to struggle with, like, that requires a level of self-esteem and self-worth that I have now dating, but I certainly didn't when I was 25.
No, me neither. And I definitely just wanted you to like me at 25.
Desperate to be liked by anyone.
You know, I don't know. I was dating, it was like maybe 2016, 2015. I was dating a man who was like not very complimentary or like effusive. And that's when I made pocket compliments and pocket mantras because I was literally painting them for myself. So I was painting myself like, you know, you're funny, you're valuable, like what's meant for you won't pass you by. That was like, all of those were for me. Like, and so I think that kind of helped shift the focus from like others to myself.
Yeah.
And I don't know. And I also think when you look at your life and you're like, my life is really cool.
Yeah.
Like when you actually look at yourself and you're like, my life is cool. I live a really creative life. I'm like fortunate to make money being an artist. That's like a miracle in my opinion.
Yeah.
That I think you can shift focus from like others to yourself. But I think it was partially the practice of like writing out like affirmations that I'm like valuable and worthwhile. And yeah, I needed the deck myself. I still use it, but it's like, I think that really helps shift focus from like, I hope you like me and think I'm cool, to like, maybe you can match my energy, you know? But I don't know. It's an interesting thing because you're like, yeah, how do you shift your focus from like wanting to be liked to being like, yeah, I don't care if you like me or not. Maybe just dating enough and being like, oh, these guys offer nothing.
Yeah. Doing the thing enough that it doesn't feel precious.
Yeah, just kind of over, like I dated a lot. And when I say I dated a lot, I mean I dated. Like I've stored, like sometimes I'll like remember someone, I'll be like, oh yeah.
You're like, oh, went on a date with him too.
I forgot about that guy, you know? But yeah, I dated a ton.
Honestly, this is the best. I have a date tonight. This is like the best amp up.
You have a date tonight?
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Bury the lead.
Okay.
He made a reservation, so already that's
huge. For LA, that's big.
It's
1 point.
We're already starting at not at a deficit. We'll see.
Has he reached out today to confirm? We love a confirmation.
I have to check. He reached out yesterday, which felt like a little nudge of just like, hey, I'm going to communicate and make sure we're like still in communication, knowing that we made this date like 5 days ago.
Okay, great.
So we'll see.
Positive. That's positive.
More information, more to come.
He'll tell you more.
Yeah, I'll get to show up and I'll be like, you know what I'm going to do?
What do you have to
give? What do you have to offer me?
But you know what's interesting about that too? I see a lot of like TikToks of women being like, well, what are you giving me? And I'm like, no, that's the wrong energy as well. No, you can't be like trying to take from this.
No.
It's sort of just like, can you make my life cooler? A little
Correct.
bit. A little bit.
But when we're talking about, like, you were like, if there's a me, there's a you.
Yeah.
I have talked to someone a bunch about this idea of like the inevitability of when. Like, I think it used to be for me in dating, it was really an if. Like, I wasn't bought on the inevitability of when I meet the person.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen. It's just a matter of when.
Yes.
It was really like, is this ever gonna happen?
Yeah, will it happen for me?
Will it happen for me? And so then every date you go on is like, is this will this be?
Yeah, because could it happen?
Could it happen? And so then if it's the one, if it's there's a me, there's a you, if it's the inevitability of one, then you're just going in and being like, well, I have to do my work and be accountable day to day.
Yeah.
To being the kind of human being, like the kind of partner I want someone who's diligent towards their dreams. So I have to go be diligent towards my dreams.
Yeah.
Is probably going to want someone who's a good friend. So I have to go be a good friend in my life. Probably going to want someone who's like follows through on their commitments.
Yeah.
So I better go follow through on my commitments.
Yes.
So you're not just showing up on a date being like, fix me, be the one, make my life better. What can you do for me? It's like, I have gained self-esteem by doing the things in my life that I know make me a really valuable, worthy person to myself and to the people I love.
Yes.
And therefore, I'll bring that. What are you bringing?
Yes.
Like, let's go. It's fun to play in my pool. Is it fun to play in your pool?
Yeah. Let's find out.
Let's get more information.
Yeah. Someone had shared with me this thing like a while ago, because I think I was having some similar crisis of like, will this ever happen for me? Like all of my friends are married. Is this in the cards for me? And someone was like, okay, if you just knew it was going to happen, you know it's going to happen. It's right around the corner. And you only have 50 days before you meet the person you're going to marry. How would you spend those 50 days? And I was like, I'd just be making stuff. I'd be doing stuff. I'd be creating stuff. I don't think I'd be waiting around or writing lists or anything like that. I'd be like, I'd just be in my life. And that helped me so much, because I was like, that's what dating could be.
Yeah.
Dating could be you just living your life. And then who knows, 50 days later, you could meet the person you're married to.
I think about that all the time. I'm like, there was all my friends who have like relationships I really love and admire. I'm always like, for every single one of them, there was a day before they met that person. Like, there's always, and I think, I don't want to be too like stringent to the theme, but in this idea of like, I think we all feel behind somewhere, like, and a more positive way of saying that is like, we're all growing into something. And every time we grow, we have to let something go. Like every morning I wake up when I'm the only person in this apartment and I'm like, what music do I want to put on? Do I want to wash those dishes or not? Do I feel like making my bed? I'm like, I'm so grateful. If all my dreams come true, there will be a point where there's another human being I'm beholden to in this space. And all those decisions won't just be up to me anymore. So I better really enjoy
being alone
now.
Because sharing cabinets and not knowing where things go is like the first step to going crazy.
Yeah.
Where you're like, where did the scissors go?
Yeah.
And when you're on your own where the scissors are.
Correct.
So it's like, enjoy knowing where the scissors are for now.
Yeah. And it's like anything, like we pursue bigger dreams. It's like, and like, let me enjoy the fact that I have, if all this stuff works out, it's going to be more responsibility. It'll be less time to go on a walk in the middle of the day with a friend. So let me be so grateful I'm able to go on that walk right now.
Yeah, it shifts. It definitely shifts and your priorities shift. So it's like, just enjoy what there is to enjoy here.
Yeah.
Whether or not you meet someone. I know so many people who don't have partners and are so happy. And a lot of women my age are divorced and are like, thank God. So like there's so much to be gained from all of it,
Yeah. I find though, how does this apply in your friendships? Because I feel like this same idea of like, what value do you bring, or, how am I prioritizing my time, or how am I getting more information? Like, does it feel the same in your platonic relationships too?
Yeah, I think I get to know people really slowly now. I used to do a thing, and it started really young, where it's like someone decided they were my friend and I just went with it. It like really didn't require much like choice on my end. I just kind of like was like, sounds good, It started like when I was really young, like first grade. Like I had someone's mom came up and was like, you're gonna be friends with this girl. And my mom was just like, okay. Like all of us were just kind of like, all right. I was friends with her through all of high school. Like from first grade through high school. I gotta be honest with you. I would never have chosen her myself.
Yeah.
Like truly was not a fit. That being said, I think I think I get to know people really slowly. I require less like in-person time with friends than I think some people. And when you get to know me, you start to know that like I'm probably in my house like creating things and being like, I'm probably sewing in the weekend or I'm working or whatever. And so it's like I require a little less probably in-person time than the average people. But like, I get to know people slowly, and I actively choose people today. And I'm making a point this year to be like, I'm not doing any of the obligation stuff.
Yeah.
I'm choosing people. But yeah, my friends all add to my life. My friends are all really smart, funny, like have interesting, different, varied hobbies. Like none of us are the same. We're all really like different. But through line is most of them are really funny.
You gotta be funny.
I can't do it otherwise.
You gotta be funny.
What is the point?
This might be a leading question because I know we've talked about this, but
I hope it's a yes or no question.
I'm just like, do you believe?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'll make it a yes or no question. You and I have talked about how like being funny and being playful actually feels integral to growing?
Yeah.
I feel like I could answer that for myself, but I'm curious, what does that mean for you?
Being funny and being playful is like
Yeah.
part of growth. What does it
Yeah.
mean? I don't know. I just think it's like not enjoyable to do it a different way. Like personally, I'm like, I want to enjoy myself. And
Yeah.
if like enjoyment is my priority, then it has to be light.
But I think even just saying enjoyment is my priority might not be something that like everyone would answer the question that way.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
do you feel like enjoyment is your priority?
Yeah, I want to have a nice time.
Yeah.
I like truly want to have a nice time in life. Like,
yeah.
I think we're really lucky to be here. I think it's kind of like a weird miracle that we're here and that we can choose things like we get to go on a podcast today, or we can choose things like, wow, I'm going to go for a walk. Like, I think it's kind of a miracle and I want to enjoy it because it's here to enjoy.
Yeah.
And like, there's an option. We have choice here. Like, I
Yeah.
do think enjoyment is a choice. And look, I'm not
100%.
saying that from as a person who's lived a easy breezy life either.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that as a person who's like, I've been handed everything. I'm saying it as a person who's experienced health issues, loss,
Mhm.
you know, all of the things, and can still say like there's a lot to enjoy.
Yeah. I mean, I think you and I met sort of coming out of these different like pockets of time where I was
Yeah.
coming out of a window of time where I had lost a lot of human beings. You were coming out of a window of time of like some really big health stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that one of the things I know we connected on, but the way it affected me and sometimes why grief stuff doesn't always work for me or feels overly saccharine or overly indulgent. It really was like, oh yeah, we both just looked at the same spider crawling
Tiny
on
spider.
the-
Also, like,
Hi, buddy.
when something starts moving in a really still environment, you're like,
what is
zero
that?
in.
I love it. See, but look at this. I'm talking about grief and like health, and we're just like,
Hey, look at that
look at the spider.
Look at that tiny spider.
No, but like, there's no moving through that hardship without just being in the hardness of it. And also for me, my experience was, oh, I'm gonna die. Oh, this is like a blip on the radar. Oh, like, how do I want
Yeah.
to spend my time? Like, I actually have to be accountable to having a life that feels good and
To me.
to me,
Not just to other people.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You like, I think enough grief and enough scares have you going, wow, okay, if time is limited here.
Yeah.
And I know that because I'm witnessing that in many different ways. Then how do I want to spend my time? I don't blame people for being serious about life. I think life can be hard, you know?
Yeah.
But like, I do want to spend my time with people I love, doing things I love, feeling alive, feeling creative. And like, I think that helped me with the friendship stuff we were talking about, where like, how do you choose your friends? It's like, I think I was giving a lot of time to people who I like didn't feel good around. No knock on them, but like, I just didn't feel great around. And nothing like getting like sick helps you reshift who you will give your energy to.
Yeah.
The people pleasing ends. It just ends. You are not living for other people at that point. You are going, no, thank you.
Yeah.
I can't do that to myself anymore. Like, so yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think some of the health stuff really led me to prioritizing like joy, what makes me happy,
Yeah.
what's fun. And not all of life is fun, but I think there's like fun pockets in everything. Like, I do think I find fun in most things. And I think a lot of things are funny even when other people don't.
Yeah. I mean, I think you and I think if I can't crack a joke with you about something,
Dead serious.
I'm in trouble.
Yeah. If we have an off limit topic, we're in weird territory.
Yeah. There's definitely like some jokes made that I like. You know, there's a specific humor for like your really good friends where I'm like, other people can't see us having this conversation.
No.
But I do think generally I like people that wear life a little bit loosely. And normally that to me has always lined up with people who have experienced and moved through hard things too. They're like, yeah, it's going to be hard. It's going to be easy. Also, how cool that I get to have this day. Also, have fun. Also, like sometimes I can't crack a joke, and I want to also be able to go to my friends and be like,
Yeah, same.
and today's the day I can. And like that, it's not, how do I say this? It's like, it's not humor at the expense of the real feelings. It's that like humor actually is what allows me to feel safe to be like, whatever I feel is okay. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like, it's also like, I think humor is seeing things from multiple perspectives. Like that's what's funny to me is like, I think life can be really serious. And I think humor is like a way of flipping it, like seeing it differently, seeing it in a totally different perspective. And to me, I'm like, that exists with everything.
Yeah.
It really does. Like, I don't know. Yeah.
So if being in alignment for you, just to bring it all the way back. Authentically speaking, when you're in alignment, you are enjoying your life.
Yeah.
What are you really enjoying right now?
Oh God, everything. I'm enjoying, I am enjoying baking a lot. I bake often. I'm always showing up with cookies.
Honestly, had the best gluten-free chocolate chip cookie last night.
I was thinking about it. I was like, I have some qualities that are like actually very trad wifey. Like I have some qualities that are like, here's a plate of cookies for a book club. Yeah. Like, and it's like, it's really odd. But yeah, I do enjoy baking. I love baking for people. It's like a love language. I've really been enjoying sewing. I've like learned how to sew. I learned as a kid and then I relearned as an adult, and I've been like enjoying making baby clothes and my own clothes. I've been enjoying auditioning lately. Sometimes that cannot feel fun for me, if I'm honest.
For sure.
And lately it's felt really fun and kind of like invigorating again. And that's really exciting when you cannot feel like dread.
Yeah.
Like there's sometimes dread,
Yeah.
I'm enjoying riding my bike. I've been riding my bike a lot. Wearing
a
helmet, so
on
goofy.
Bike.
Such a goof.
I know.
I hope when people see me, they're like, "There's a girl in the red sweater again." With that little helmet. And I really enjoy my dogs. I've been enjoying I play ball with them a lot. I play with them. I like being present with them. I love taking a nap with them. I love a nap.
Loves a nap.
Took one today, 1 hour and 5 minutes.
I'm so jealous of your napping abilities.
I think napping is one of those things where if you can't do it, it's because you don't need it and your body is like telling you don't need it. I don't think it's necessarily a cool thing.
No, but dude, because I am like chronically fatigued and not getting enough sleep. But when I go, there's something my body like resists rest.
That's freaky.
I know.
Do you meditate?
Yeah. Probably I should more. I think
I think meditation could help you really not resist the rest. I can't tell you how many times when I learned TM, I would meditate and every single time would fall asleep. And I was like, this is how you get into sleep.
Yeah.
Meditation.
No, but shocker to no one. I'll journal till I'm blue in the face, but meditation is harder for me. Like the cerebral head stuff is much more comfy for me than like the somatic get out of my head.
Meditation will solve all your problems.
Okay, great. Well,
it does.
Here's how I'm growing today.
Anyone who tells me they don't meditate, I'm like, oh my God, you're about to have a different life.
Great. Okay. Yeah. Well, you'll come back and we'll have an entire conversation about how now I meditate and nap.
You might be able to nap
all because
after
of this podcast episode.
It'll unlock. Look, I've always been able to nap. That's a gift. That is a gift I've been given.
It's one of my favorite
things.
It's
so crazy.
I wonder if we scrolled our texts, how many times did you go, I just woke up from a nap, and my response is just, I'm jealous.
Me and you, hundreds.
Hundreds.
Because I took hundreds of naps last year.
And then let me know. And then I tell you.
I just woke up from a nap.
I'm so jealous.
I'm usually warning people too, because I'm like, I feel groggy. I just woke up from a nap. It's like where people don't expect me to be like sophisticated or be able to text in a normal way.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I just came out of a coma.
But this is something we've been talking about lately that I really love is like, one of the things that I feel sort of funny about being as old as I am and seen as like emotionally intelligent as I am is sometimes it's like really hard for me to tell people I love like what I need.
Yeah.
And you and I have been talking about this of like the practice of being an adult, and again, how cool to like date or make friends later in life where it's like we get to communicate things, not to be complaining or not to be like, come fix this thing about me, or I'm expecting you to make me whole, but more just, hey, I'm going to let you know this information so that you can attune to me and that you can not take something I do personally, or just know that I'm having a hard time, or know I'm groggy, or know I'm a little sad, or
the gift of letting people know where you're at. Oh my God, that changes friendship.
It's insane.
How many times have you gotten in the car with a friend in your like 20s or early 30s and she's just a little bit of a bitch to you for no reason? And you're like, the fuck is happening? Like it's jarring. I can't tell you how many times I'll be like, what? Like it feels like you're getting slapped in the face. Like, because you don't expect it. They're not saying they're upset. So you're like, this person's
and then you just like, I just turn into like a little detective with a magnifying glass, being like, what is
happening here?
Are you mad at me?
I hate nothing more.
Hate nothing more.
I'm not kidding. You do that to me today, you don't see me again.
Yeah.
That is like a deal breaker for me. I'm you take your bitchiness out. No. But like, my friends today get in the car and they're like, oh, I'm overstimulated. And you're like, great information.
Right.
So don't play the radio. Like, it's like those things that we're helping each other out.
Right.
And we're not falling victim to our own relationships, right? Like, it's a way of having agency in your relationship. It's being like, here's what's happening for me.
Correct. And not in this way. I think the thing that can sometimes get twisted back to the like, girls on a date being like, what can you do for me?
Yeah.
Is it's not, I'm sad. My expectation now is for you to come cheer me up.
More
and
jokes.
That's what it means for you to be a good friend, or I'm overstimulated. Help me feel better. It's like, no, I'm a grown human who's like accountable to take care of myself. And also, I'm a little sad and I'd love to go on a walk. Or, oh, dude, I'm so overstimulated. What's going on?
Yeah.
Like it's a different energy than, let me tell you.
Yeah, it's not a fixing energy. It's just sort of like, here's how you can meet me.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as dating. It's like, here's how you can meet me. Here's what I offer. Here's how you can meet me.
Right. I'm tired. I just took another nap.
I just took a nap that felt like a coma and I'm back.
So I won't ask you for a dissertation in this exact moment.
Yeah. Don't ask me to make decisions for the next hour until I wake up.
Yeah. Cool stuff.
It's really cool. Also, as an adult being like, just woke up from a nap. So there was someone the other day who was like, what kind of like schedule do you have where you can nap every day? I was like, the kind I made for myself so I can nap every day. The flexible kind.
Yeah, but this is interesting too, because then you'll also text me and be like, I'm working today and I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And you were just saying like, auditions have been feeling really enjoyable, and that's not always the case. And I'm sure it changes all the time, but what do you notice like makes something, in this case it's audition, but it could be anything, like go from being not enjoyable to enjoyable for you?
It depends.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be like my own mood.
Yeah.
Like there are times where I'm like, is this serious? Like the audition comes in and I read it and I'm like, oh, what a dumb role. And like I'm not into it, right?
Yeah,
Sometimes I'm not
yeah.
into it. Sometimes you just get fatigue from doing it so much. Like you get enough of them back to back and it feels like a lot, and that can really fatigue me. And then sometimes like the lack of it, then when you get them, makes them really exciting. So it's almost like the break from it can make it really exciting for me. Like my therapist always is like, breaks are necessary to enjoy things again.
Yeah.
So like if you like mess up and you don't do morning pages one day, great. You'll probably be really excited to do them the next day. Like
yeah.
But yeah, it just depends. I so many variables, but there are times where photography feels like I dread it. And it's usually based on having had a full day and I'm trying to imagine how I would have energy the next day. So I'm dreading it from a place of being burnt out.
Yeah.
And then I wake up the next day and I'm well rested
Yeah.
and I have a totally different perspective. A lot of time it's not judging something based on the state I'm in at the end of the day, because I'm usually tired by the end of the day.
Yeah.
So it's like just judging it with fresh eyes.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know what happens with auditions, why sometimes you're like I was not having fun at some point last year.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was about results or not, but it was like they were not enjoyable for me. They were maybe a little generic and felt non-specific to me, kind of like when you go on a date and you're like, he's dating anyone.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'm in a phase right now where dating's feeling kind of fun.
Yeah.
And then there's times where it's like, I can't believe
pulling
I
teeth.
have to go on another fucking date right now.
Yeah, and have small talk and ask and answer stupid questions because
Yeah.
the conversation is going to be a little strained. Yeah, it's like hard to imagine yourself in that.
Yeah. And I think that goes back to the like, let's be grateful for what we have. And I love, this is a good segue into like this, you have a really cool gratitude practice. And it's been fun like in the last year to watch how you've shared that more publicly. But like, I think it's such a good reminder, like when dating feels fun or when work feels fun, and be like, communicate, like share that with a friend. Like we do that. We'll text each other and be like, dude, dating's just feeling like a party right now. I'm having a good time. I'm so grateful that it's feeling fun. And it'll be like, you know what? Working's feeling so good.
Yeah.
Because there's gonna be days where it doesn't. So
Yeah.
can I like pause and acknowledge when the hard things feel cool, or when you do something new that oh, hey, I did this thing that
I learned something
something new. Or I was really scared to do this thing and then I did it.
Yeah.
And I feel proud of myself because sometimes I don't have the capacity to do the scary thing.
No. And I think also like a great sign of friendship is you can share the wins. Like I love sharing the good stuff with my friends. I think that's really fun because I think there's this tendency towards like friendship is gossip, or it's like, or it's like sharing the like, oh my God, I woke up with this or whatever, it's like, and that's valid too. But I think there's something nice about being able to share the good stuff and be like, look what's happening. This is fun.
For me, that's actually so much more vulnerable and requires a lot more safety for me to share the good stuff and the wins than it does for me to share the hard things.
That's the first that will get omitted when I don't trust someone.
Yeah.
Is me sharing all the good stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, if it's not safe there, I don't want someone to rain on my parade because it's not safe there. Yeah, I'm very particular about who I share good stuff with.
Yeah. It's so interesting because like, my story is like, oh, you're going to judge me, or you're going to think like, who does she think she is? Like that's always the voice in my, like the mean teenager voice in my head that keeps me from doing things. So it's like, I have to trust enough that you believe in me and want what's best for me and love me and like think I'm worthy of the things I want.
Yeah.
For me to be like, dude, I went on a great date, and not have like, there's no way, because I had those friends too. It's like, what is she doing?
No. Yeah, I do know. Yeah. It's like those friends that you can share a compliment someone gave you with. Like where you're like, this person said this thing and the friend's not like conceited much.
Like when you leave today and say, I went on a podcast and someone told me I was a creative guru, and
I drive myself off a cliff because I will never get a compliment better than that. Oh, yeah, I just end it right then and there.
It's so true.
But yeah, I think it's like that's the kind of stuff. Like I think if we shared that stuff too, we'd all feel a little more hopeful. Like I do think there's like we're watching other people's dreams come true. We've talked about this when we go to a show and someone's performing on like a big stage, like Greek theater or Hollywood Bowl, and you're watching someone and you're like, that person has never performed here and they are fulfilling their dream. I always cry.
Always.
I'm like, oh my God, it's so moving.
Always.
Watching people fulfill their dreams, insane.
It's the most powerful thing in the world.
It's insane. It's so cool.
It feels overnight to people who aren't in their lives.
Let me tell you something. Every actor who has any success, it's overnight to anyone else because you do not see the work they put in.
Correct.
It's overnight to everyone. They're like, overnight sensation. You're like, that guy has been in class, auditioning for commercials, booking stupid short films for the last 15
working
years.
At restaurants. But I do think, like, if I'm being really honest, is there are certainly, when I was younger, dreams I abandoned or things I didn't go after that I have I'm like, making amends to myself now as an adult for.
Yeah.
Because there was the fantasy of like, I'm going to do it and then it's going to be grand and it's going to be big and like, it's not going to be that hard. And I really am so inspired by people who have like belief in themselves and work really, really, really hard towards something and their dreams. And then it comes true.
Yeah, so cool.
Is so much more interesting
than being
to me.
handed something.
And what inspires me now, where I feel like I get to be a beginner again at things at this phase of my life. And I'm excited to work really hard and believe in myself and like try, which is like, because I'm so moved by watching people try really hard And then you see it pay off and you're like, this is so moving.
It's so moving. Yeah, it's so moving. I think about someone like Amy Poehler. I'm like, when did she start her podcast? What age did she start her podcast?
I mean, can we talk about how iconic it is to beat your ex at a thing he's been doing for a decade?
It's
and
perfect.
You did it for like 7 months. And she said in a like clip, she's like, I'm giving 25%.
Women do give 25% and they are still incredible.
It's so great.
So good. It's so cool. Yeah, that's the aim.
Yeah.
You give a little, get a lot.
Give a little.
Do better than your ex. That's all that really matters.
Do better than your ex. It's really the only thing that matters. We've had some good one-liners. I'll have to go back.
Yeah, you'll have to go back to title this thing.
It's going to be great. I can't wait.
Yeah.
In the spirit of not being a perfectionist, I'm playing around with what the like final question is going to be. So I'm just throwing some questions out there.
Go.
But I guess there's the obvious one you do when you're doing a podcast about, growing into blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's like, what would you say to your younger self? Which sure, we can ask. I'm curious. And also I'm more curious about is like, what party are you heading to? Like, what do you feel like you're growing into right now?
What party am I going to? Hopefully a dog party. Hopefully it's a party full of wiener dogs. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Like right now, I think the party I'm going to is pretty creative. It's a party where like I have to like practice being a little bit more like visible. I think it's a party where I have to like be a little bit more diligent and like do things that scare me. Like I think like, I think like my year like intention is sort of like courage and diligence. Like where can I be a little bit braver and also like do what we've talked about this whole conversation, which is like, one day at a time, treat it less preciously and just like, do the one drawing a day.
Yeah.
So like that's the party I think moving towards right now.
Okay. I want to go to a work party.
Yeah.
I just want to work. I feel really ready.
Cool.
I want to be on set. I want to go to a work party that also has dogs.
Honestly, I gotta be honest. Next time you come on the pod, it's insane that one of the dogs isn't here right now.
I almost brought Holiday, but she's an attitude problem. And I was like, she's going to go when she wants to leave. And it will be quicker than you would.
Yeah, exactly. It would have been like 15 minutes in. She's like, I'm done now.
She has preferences and she lets you know. And I was like, she's too demanding to bring. She's too demanding.
That's fair.
Yeah. So that's a party I'm going to. A work party with a ton of dogs.
A work party with a ton of dogs.
It's going to be fun. Yeah. I like that. What was your other question you asked?
I was saying like, what would you say to your younger self? Could be of any age.
I would say you've got what it takes to do whatever you want. Literally anything. Because I wouldn't also like pin it on like a certain goal or anything because I feel like I've switched things so often.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, you got what it takes.
Yeah. Dude, I love you.
I love you too. This was so fun.
This was so fun.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming.
My pleasure.
Really, really a treat.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye. Hey guys, it's Sophie. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Late to the Party. Truly getting to have these conversations and share them with you is such a gift. If something in today's episode resonated, I'd love if you followed the show, left a review, or sent it to a friend who might enjoy it too. That's genuinely how this little thing grows, and I'm so grateful you're here. New episodes drop every other Wednesday. You can find me on socials at @SoForGear, and you can follow the show at @LateToTheParty_pod. A huge thank you to the people who make this show possible. Nikki Stein, my brilliant editor, Nick Murphy, my cousin and honorary producer, branding by Lucy Anderson, also my cousin, photos by my dear friend Olivia Pierce with creative direction by Annie Steele, who happens to be my sister-in-law. This is very much a family affair. I appreciate you being here more than you know. Until next time, you're not late, you're right on time.